Got it.
And I also got something else for you.
Yeah.
Since I'm a limo driver.
All right.
I'll just mention it. I don't want to get into detail, but Patrick Ewing's been blackballed from the NBA league because when he was a player, he had an affair with one of the city dancers, and the players were banned from talking to them.
Whoa, time out.
Wait a second.
You said a lot there. He's banned from the summer league in what capacity?
He's not banned from the summer league.
Being a head coach, you mean?
Yes, he's blackballed.
Because Patrick's been an assistant in the NBA. Obviously, he's coaching in college now, but he's been an assistant in the NBA, and he's never gotten a head coaching job. And there's been a lot of theories on why.
That was because he had an affair with
but that's not. Is that really the reason?
Yes,
I'm not disputing if that happened or not, but I can't imagine that's the reason.
Yeah, why were
a team isn't like Jason Kidd got a head coaching job. Jason Kidd. I don't even want to get into the details, but you know what he's done. Right. And he got a head coaching job.
Now, if you told me that the reason the Knicks would never hired Patrick is that they found some allegations, maybe. But number one, he's a Georgetown head coach right now.
Right.
Number two, there are guys who have done that, if he even did it, and worse, who get coaching jobs. So the NBA wouldn't have banned him from coaching.
For that.
You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, but there's truth to it. Trust me.
Right.
And I also want to come in with my suggestion for your firing of the coach.
Well, let me say this for a lot. I'll let you do that for sure. There's a lot of guys right now that hope they never get you as a driver.
Because he's got loose lips.
I've had Muhammad Ali in my car, Peyton Manning, and a lot of others.
Yeah, but you just said publicly that Patrick Ewing slept with a New York City dancer.
I never had Patrick in my car.
So how do you know about it?
Because it's circled down.
Circle down to limo drivers in New Jersey. I got it.
I got it from people I know. I also used to be a math teacher, so.
Wow. So
the one I'm going to give you with Joe is going to affect Joe really too.
Joe who?
Meninga. Your guy Joe who just left.
Oh, Bingo.
Joe Meninga.
Partner. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
This is going to be the best one you've ever had.
All right.
Are you gonna try to bore Adam Gase to death with math problems?
No, this is not going to be a math problem. This is a legitimate fact.
All right. By the way, let me ask you a question, because with all due respect, as a guy who is a lifelong teacher and now in his second career is driving a limousine,
I don't drive anymore.
Okay,
I own a yellow taxi cab, and we had to put the radios from the cab into black cars.
Got it. Now, pardon me.
I haven't driven a yellow in over 30 years.
Fair enough. Pardon. I know medallions were worth a lot of money at one point. I know that's a depressed market now, but how did you come to afford expensive Knick tickets, with all due respect?
I worked it out. I don't even go. I have a broker who puts up. I've been a ticket holder since '92.
Were you a male dancer?
No, I was not.
You were not. Okay. I just want to.
Well, the one the best one you're going to hear in many years.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you're going to believe me or not.
Let me hear it. Yeah. Go right ahead, sir.
I had 4 people in the car.
Right.
And just let me finish, and then I'll lead up to it. I asked the guy, "You ever date a girl in Rochester?" He said, "No."
In Rochester.
Then he got out of the car, and 2 of his 3 buddies were in the car with him, and then 2 got out, and I said to one of them, "Would this person have bet on football games or even fixed them?" He looked at me and said, "I really couldn't answer that." And the person I'm leading up to is Joe Namath.
Well, hold on, time out. Stop, what?
You got to go back a step.
So Joe Namath is in the limo with 3 other buddies.
Yes.
And you asked...
The Sack Exchange.
And you... all right, but the Sack Exchange
years later
is after Joe Namath.
I had dated a girl who lived in Rochester. Okay?
You dated a girl...
She told me her sister dated Joe Namath.
Okay, hold on. Let me walk through this. You dated a girl in Rochester. Your girlfriend's sister claims that she dated Joe Namath.
Yes, she did.
Okay. Step 2, go ahead.
Then I asked Joe, "Did you ever date a girl in Rochester?" And he absolutely denied it.
All right.
He got out of the car. 3 members of the Sack Exchange were in the car with him.
Okay.
2 got out. I said to one of them, "Would Joe have bet or fixed on a game?" Because I had information many years back.
So you asked members of the Sack Exchange, did Joe Namath bet on games?
Yes, would he have bet on games?
Gotcha.
And the guy looked at me and said, "I really couldn't answer that."
But you had information that Joe Namath was betting on games.
A bet on one particular game, and it was very obvious.
Was it the Super Bowl?
No, it was not the Super Bowl. It was when they played the Patriots, I think. All right?
Wait, so I want to make sure I have everything here right and in order. What you have told us today is that Joe Namath wagered on a Jet Patriot game.
Yes, and he may have even dumped it. Yeah, it was very obvious watching the game.
And you think he was playing in the game or no?
Yes.
And they got blown out, and you think he might have fixed the game for the Patriots?
It was a close game, yeah.
All right. Number 2, Patrick Ewing, according to you, slept with a New York City dancer and was banned from coaching.
In reference to Patrick Ewing, the players were banned from talking to the city dancers. They could not associate.
Well, that is the case on a lot of franchises, but you think that's the case here?
This was based on Patrick Ewing.
On Patrick. Okay. Are there any other secrets like, I don't know.
If you want, I'll give you 2.
Did Kennedy get assassinated?
No, I'm not going to drive. I also drove all world peace to his press conference when he announced he was going to St. John's. Mm-hmm. I also had Red Auerbach come up to New York and he interviewed for the GM job.
Is that right? Red Auerbach interviewed to be the Knicks general manager.
Yes, he did. I had him in my cab for 1 hour.
You should write a book.
Yes. Taxi Cab Confessions. Well, it's a show already.
Well, I also offered Saturday Night Live, the best show they ever could have had in history, and they didn't want to do it.
What'd you offer them?
Yes. What did you offer? Did you offer them the story about Namath?
No, better.
What was it? John Belushi.
Now better even. Remember Tampa Bay beat the Raiders to win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Years ago?
The Gruden Bowl.
I was in Vegas. Everyone had Tampa Bay at 3-1. I got 11-1, so I took the odds. Following season, on Tuesday night, I picked up 3 people from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I started picking them. I go cow tipping, chip tossing are the only sports. The only famous people from Tennessee were Ernie Grunfeld and Bernard King.
Right.
I then switched toppings, go next Monday's my Super Bowl. Tampa Bay is playing the Colts. Tampa Bay beats the Colts, I could still make the playoffs. I then go, the Colts could win, great quarterback. End of the ride, woman gets out of the car and goes, thank you. Turned out it was Peyton Manning sitting in the back. We had passed the naked statue, and his wife is screaming at the top of her lungs, that looks like my husband's lower part of his anatomy.
Wow.
They played the game the following Monday, if you'll recall. Tampa Bay was up by 21 points with under 5 minutes to go. The Colts tied the game and won in overtime. Saturday night was one of my customers, and I had mentioned it, but they didn't want it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm trying to follow along the story.
I said I had Peyton Manning in the car.
You Peyton Manning in the car, his wife screaming at a naked statue.
That it looks like Peyton.
Whose schlong looks like Peyton's.
Yes.
And then they play the Colts, and I don't get the whole story.
They played the following Monday.
I remember the game. No, I remember it was an overtime game. It was a great game.
I know that. I offered it to Saturday Night Live, but they didn't want it.
They didn't want what?
They didn't want the story about with Peyton.
Because it's not funny.
It was funny because Peyton hosted the show.
What was funny about that story?
The wife screaming that out.
Oh, the wife
like
saying
husband.
that
Yes.
Michelangelo's David looks like, or whatever it was, looks like her husband's naked penis. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Listen, David, you've said a lot here. You've made a lot of allegations against people that can't defend themselves.
Right.
But let me just recap what you've said. You have accused Joe Namath of throwing a game against the Patriots.
Correct.
And betting on it.
Yep.
You have accused Patrick Ewing of having an illicit romance with a Knicks City dancer. Therefore, the Knicks were not allowed to associate with any dancers.
Yes, he was married at the time.
Peyton Manning has a huge penis, apparently.
I never said anything.
And you made a wager on a game. I'm not sure if you won or lost, but you made a wager on a game.
I didn't bet on the game.
Oh, I thought you did.
Well, Dave, listen, I want to let you know this. I appreciate your storytelling, and I'm going to put you on hold. Tommy's going to get your number. And if you have any other stories to tell us from time to time, I'll make sure Tommy reaches out, okay?
I have plenty of them.
Have you ever seen people making love in the back of the car?
Oh, definitely.
In the taxi cab, and one night I had 2 women try it and 2 men. Did
you ever drive Eddie Murphy anywhere late at night?
No, I didn't. The only one I ever drove that way was Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis was with a cross-dresser?
With his wife. I picked him up at the Waldorf Astoria underneath. where the limos drop off.
Right. And what did they?
Jerry got upset at me because I told him a joke.
What was the joke? Do you remember?
Yeah, there was Peyton Manning was looking at a statue with his wife.
No, I told Jerry Lewis how Nike sneakers filed Chapter 11.
Okay.
They came out with a new sneaker called. They had major construction. Too short.
I think we dumped him there. Hold on one sec, Dave. Wow.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know what that was right there, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I have to be honest. He tried. It'd be like telling Seinfeld a joke, I guess. Jerry Lewis didn't like people telling him jokes.
What was the joke? It didn't make any sense.
Something about Nike. I don't know. So glad that guy called in, though. Get his number, Tommy.
Oh, my God.
That's the guy for a slow day.
Dude, there's so much from that I'm digesting right now.
You think Namath would deny fixing a game?
Yes.
Would Patrick Ewing deny being with the Knicks City Dancer?
Probably.
Yeah, sure.
Probably.